Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Sunday Basic Sunday in Strat-O-Matic. And we are going to be going to the field and looking at this ball game from 1962. And it is going to be, I'll get my thing straight here, game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. Rather than taking the games from opening day like I had been doing, I thought if I'm going to play Sunday Basic Sunday, it ought to be a Sunday game. So I'm going to start with the current calendar they're on right now in the middle of June, and I'm going to pick a different game from every Sunday in the 1962 season to play. So this game was played on June the 17th, 1962, in San Francisco between the Giants and the Cardinals. The Action PC computer is simming everything for me to give me some records and give me some context. So according to them, San Francisco is 40-27, St. Louis is 32-28. And the starting pitchers for today's game, Ernie Broglio from the St. Louis Cardinals and Jack Sanford from the San Francisco Giants. So we will get going here. Look at our lineups really quickly before we start. Curt Flood, Red Shandies, Bill White, Stan Musial, Ken Bauer, somebody named Sawatsky that I've never heard of before, James I've never heard of before, Julio Gotay is at short, and then Broglio. Then for the Giants, we have Hiller Mays, both Alou brothers, Matty and Felipe, Willie McCovey, Jim Davenport, Jose Pagan, and Tom Haller doing the catching with Jack Sanford. Pitching, Sanford does have a special run rating of 12, where Broglio is the standard 10. All right, with those things out of the way, let's get this game rolling and see what we can do with this. Make sure I don't have too much light on here. Don't want too much glare. I think that's a little bit better. I think you can see the cards. Hopefully you can see the cards better now this way. We're hoping. I'm not worried about the score sheet. That's off to my side. I'm going to have the base runners. I'm going to have the outs. And I will, every half inning, read the score so you always know where you are for that. I am going to use the actual dice that came with this Barnes & Noble Strat-O-Matic game. So this very interesting looking D20 is going to be used. Of course, our dice here. And we have the basic fielding chart handy and also the basic strategy chart. I'm not using the one from the game. I'm going to go and use the original ones here. I might use one from the game eventually, but just didn't feel like pulling it out today. All right, so here we go. Curt Flood facing Jack Sanford. And let's see if it's still not too bright on here. Maybe if I turn it off completely, that might even work better. I think there's enough light in this room from the sunshine coming in, the overhead light. I think you can see everything pretty good without that glare on it. So let's go. Let's hope that's the case. I won't know until I see this after it's recorded. So here we go. Curt Flood. And that is a 2-6 for Flood, and that's going to be a base hit. So Curt Flood starts things out with a leadoff single. We shall see if he tries to advance. Haller is a 3 as a catcher. So looking at the basic rules, and I always have to get refreshed on basic because I play super advanced so much. But if we go back and look at the basic rules, as far as base running goes, a catcher that's a 3 takes 2 away when the runner is being held. So Flood is a C stealer, which means he starts as a 1 to an 11, but with the 3 rated catcher makes this a -2, drops it to 1 to 9. So with that being the case, I don't think it's a good idea for Flood to try to get a steal. So he will hold, and we will go to the number 2 hitter, Red Shandies. Red Shandies will step to the plate against Jack Sanford. Get a 6-5 on Sanford's card. That's a home run, 1 to 10. It's a double, 11 to 20. And that's a 16. That'll be a double. Let's see if the runner, Flood, who runs at a 15, we could simply send him on a 1 to 15. But with nobody out, why take a risk? Second and third with nobody out. Those are pretty good situations to be in. Back this up just a hair so you can see the base running there. So second and third with nobody out. Pretty good position for the Cardinals to be in, I would think, especially when you consider that they now have the big boys coming up, Bill White and Stan Musial. So Bill White is up. The infield for the Giants is back. They will give up a run early to get an out. They really need an out here. 6-2 on Sanford is a fly ball left field C. That is shallow enough where the runner cannot score, and that's one away. And I realize this little tape I'm on is not the most stable thing in the world. I'll try not to bump it as much as I can. I will try to be more cognizant of that. And here is Stan Musial. This time the infield with one out is going to go ahead and come in. That's a 2-5 for Musial. And that's a fly ball right field B. That's good enough for a sacrifice fly to right field. And that's going to score the runner from third, Kurt Flood, and the Cardinals lead at 1-0. 2 outs now, runner at second. And that's going to take us to Ken Boyer, third baseman. Whoa, that didn't fit in there. Let me try that again. There we go. 1-7, and that's a walk. So Boyer will draw the base on balls. 2 outs now, and he turns it over to a guy I've never heard of before, catcher Carl Sawatsky. Never heard of the guy. Don't know anything about him. 2-12, and he's going to fly it to center, and that will end the inning. So Cardinals get 1, and we go to the bottom of the first. It is Cardinals 1, Giants coming to bat, and Ernie Broglio is the pitcher. Probably the most famous thing about Broglio is he was traded for Lou Brock. That's probably why. The only reason people even know who Ernie Broglio is this far in the future is the fact that he got traded for Lou Brock. All right, here's Hiller. That's a 6-10, and that's a fly ball center field X. First X chance of the game. St. Louis center fielder Kurt Flood happens to be a 1, so that certainly will help his cause. So the only way he makes an error is on an 18. Everything else is going to be an out. And that's a 10, so that's an easy play. Out 5, but nobody on base. It doesn't matter. Just a fly to center. And Hiller is out of there. That'll bring up Willie Mays. Kind of interesting to have him bat second. I was picturing him more of a cleanup hitter, but they got him batting second for a reason. Don't know why. 2-6 for Mays, and he's going to get a single on a 1-2, 3-20. He will line out, and he lines it to the shortstop. Go tie for out number 2. Brings up Matty Alou, the first of the Alou brothers. Philippe Alou. I think it's pronounced Felipe. Felipe Alou is on deck. 1-6, and that's a home run, 1-2, but anything else he flies to right. And that's a fly to right to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Broglio. He takes care of the Giants. We go to the top of the second. Still 1-0 in favor of the Redbirds. Charlie James, another guy I've never heard of before. He's going to lead off for St. Louis. Get a 6-8, and that's going to be a leadoff walk. Leadoff walk. He's no threat to run. So he'll be held, and here comes Julio Gotay. Pitcher Broglio is on deck. That's a 4-10 for Sanford, and that's a ground ball third base X. We're looking at Boyer. He's a 2 at third base. So we come over here and go to the 2 column at third base. And we get a 4. 2 and a 4 is an out 1. Out 1 says runners advance. So it's like a ground ball C. Runner will go to second. Only play. Apparently the only play for I don't know why I said Boyer. Should have been Davenport, but he's a 2 as well. So the only play was to second base for 1 out. And now the pitcher is up. Broglio, he uses pitcher hitting card number 2. Runner's already at second, so no need to bunt. That's a 1-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. First strikeout for Sanford. 2 down now for Kurt Flood. Flood singled and scored his first trip. 2-6 and possible single on a 1-3. Anything else he lines out to the third baseman Davenport. And that's exactly what happens. He lines to Davenport to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 Giants. And we bring on Ernie Broglio again, and he'll face the other Alou, Felipe Alou. That's a 3-8, and that's going to be a ground ball to third, handled by Boyer, 1 away. Brings up the next man in the order. I got my cards a little bit out of order here, so let me make sure I get these correct. I don't have them out of order. My bad. All right. We'll get it straight here. All right. So Felipe Alou is out of there, and here comes Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey. You can tell I'm out of my element playing the basic in this setup. It's not my norm, so that's why I accidentally reach for the wrong team sometimes to pick the next batter, all kinds of things. Here's McCovey, 1-10 for McCovey, and that's a ground ball to short. Easy play for go tie. 2 up, 2 down. But this is my day to keep it as basic and simple as possible. Later tonight, we will have Game 3. If you're watching this on a Sunday when I'm recording it, we will have Game 3 of the Rockies Horror Baseball Show. Game 3 of the series with Colorado and Tampa Bay. Here's Jim Davenport. Davenport a 3-7, and that's going to be a ground ball to third again, and this time again Boyer handles it. So 3 easy ground outs for Broglio, and he takes care of the Giants without any issues. We go to the top of the third, and it will be Red Shandies to lead it off. He'll be followed by White and Musial. 1-0 Cardinals, top of the third from San Francisco. That's a leaner, but I'll go ahead and finish it off. 1-7, and that's a pop out to third. Shandies is out. Here's Bill White, first baseman. 2-4. And that's a solid home run for Bill White right there. Clear as day. Get a close-up. But Bill White on a 2-4, that's a solid home run. No D20 is even needed. White hit 20 home runs in 1962, and he just hits one right here and gives the Cardinals now a 2-0 lead. Home run from Bill White. That'll bring up Stan Musial, 2-0 Cardinals now. Giants won this game real world 6-3, a walk-off 3-run home run from the catcher Tom Haller. I believe it was Haller. Did somebody hit a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth? I think it was Haller. You can look it up. June 17th, 1962. Here's Musial. 5-10 off of Sanford as a catcher X. Catcher is Haller. Speak of, his ears must have been ringing because we talked about him. So Haller on his catcher card, he is a 3. So we're in this middle column. And we get a 1. 3 and a 1 is actually a strikeout. So he frames it for a strikeout. That's out number 2. Down goes Musial. Musial not liking that call. Thought the catcher stole one, which he looks like he did. Fooled the umpire. Here's Ken Boyer. 2-2 for Boyer, and that's a grounder to short plus injury, but I'm not doing injuries, so just a ground out to short. But the home run from Bill White gives the Cardinals now a 2-0 lead over the Giants. Broglio back out will face Jose Pagan, the shortstop, be followed by Haller and the pitcher Sanford. 2-0, top of the third. 1-5, and that's a grounder to short. So that's 4 ground balls in a row induced by Broglio. Takes care of Pagan. Here's Tom Haller, catcher. That's a 5-8, and that's going to be a fly to left field. Hauled in out there by the left fielder Musial, 2 down. And now Sanford, the pitcher, he also uses pitcher hitting card number 2. 2 outs, bases clear. That's a 1-8, and that will be a strikeout to end the inning. First strikeout for Brolio. But we go to the top of the 4th, 2-0, favor of the Cardinals. Leading off will be the catcher, Sawatsky. Sawatsky flew to center his first trip. That's a 3-8, and for Sawatsky, that's a ground ball to short. 1 away. At least want to have this here so you can see the lineup and know who's coming up and whatnot. Don't have enough peripheries to show everything. So, all right, here is Charlie James. That is a 5-4, and that's ground ball shortstop X. We are looking at Pagan. He is a 2. Jose Pagan is a 2. So we go over here to shortstop and look in this column here. Roll a 4. 2 and a 4 is an out 1. Base is empty. Doesn't matter what kind of out. It's just a ground out. No double plays to worry about. 2 down for Julio Gotay, shortstop. Pitcher Brolio on deck. 2-7, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. Only the 3rd strikeout. What is the 3rd strikeout for Sanford? And that will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 2-0 Cardinals. Brolio will now face the top of the order. Chuck Hiller for the Giants. 1-11, and that's a ground ball to second. Easy play. Turned in by Shane Deese. 1 away. To Willie Mays. Pretty good year for Willie. 49 home runs, 141 runs batted in, hit .304. And if you're looking at his the advanced side of the card, he was a 1-5 arm. So obviously outstanding defense. We get a 4-8, and that's Brolio, and that's the first hit of the game for the Giants. 1-2 is a triple, 3-20 is a single. And that'll be a base hit for Willie Mays. 1 out single. Mays is a threat to steal. The catcher, Sawatsky, is only a 4. So when you are a 4-rated catcher, you only take 1 away from the stolen base chances. So Mays, as a stealer, starts out at a 1-15. He's only going to lose 4, so it's a 1-14. And to get in scoring position with only 1 out would be huge. So he's going to go for it, 1-14. And he's in there. Stolen base for Willie Mays. Mays steals second base. And now that brings up Matty Alou, the first of 2 Alou brothers to come to the plate in this one. We get a 2-9, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. Now in the basic, the runner does not go to third, even though logic tells you otherwise. But in basic, and if he's not forced, they don't advance. So, and we are doing basic. So, even though logically maybe it doesn't sound like it should work out that way, that's the way it is. So 2 outs, runner at second for the other Alou, Felipe Alou. 3-9 for Alou, and he strikes out to end the inning. So Brolio picking up strikeout number 2 and pitches around the leadoff single and stolen base by Mays. And we will go to the top of the 5th, still 2-0 in favor of the Cardinals. And Brolio will lead things off at the top of the 5th. Pitcher hitting card number 2. That's a 3-2, and he's going to pop it up to short, 1 away. So there's 1 down. And that'll bring up Kurt Flood. .38 for Flood, and that is a walk. So Kurt Flood draws the walk. He will not try to steal. He'll stand pat, and here's Red Shane Deese. That's a 3-8 for Shandy's, and that's a single 2 stars. Could put runners on the corners with only 1 out, and the Cardinals threaten again. And the big boys coming up, Bill White and Stan Musial. Giants looking for the double play. 5-5, and that is a strikeout for Sanford. He'll take that too. That's his 4th strikeout. Now with 2 outs and runners at the corners, we deal with Stan Musial. Musial sacrifice fly in the first. Got caught looking on strikes in the third on a frame job by Howler. 1-4, and that's a straight out home run for Stan Musial. He says, you can't frame this. Stan Musial on a 1-4. That's a solid home run, no doubt about it. 3-run home run from Stan Musial. And the Cardinals jump out in front 5-0. Much better than what they did in the real world game, obviously. 5-0 ball game. I'm sorry the table shook, but I was writing in the score, and that just happens. All right, here's Ken Boyer. 3-8, and that's a single for Boyer. So the hit parade continues. Still only 1 out. I'm sorry, there are 2 outs. No, there are 2 outs because there was a strikeout there. Okay, make sure I got myself straight here. All right, that'll bring up Sawatsky, the catcher. 4-6, and that's going to be a pop out to short, and that will end the inning. But 3 runs for the Cardinals, and they take a commanding 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. Brolio has that lead to work with, and the first man up to face him is Willie McCovey. That's a 2-11 for McCovey, and he's going to ground it to first. Bill White will take it to the bag himself, 1 away, and here comes Jim Davenport, third baseman. Jose Pagan is on deck. That's a 5-5, and that's going to be a strikeout for Brolio. That is his 3rd of the game. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Pagan. .512, and that's going to be a ground ball back to Brolio to end the inning. So Brolio, 5 shutout innings of pitching. He is definitely doing well for himself, and he gets a 5-0 lead to show for it. This will probably be Sanford's last inning. He is set to bat second in the bottom half. So for sure, this will be his last inning, assuming he doesn't give up more runs and have to be pulled. Here's James. 5-8. That's a fly to center, 1 away. And it brings up Julio Gotay. That's a 3-11 for Gotay, and he's going to line it to short, 2 down. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Brolio. That is a 6-8, and that's going to be a walk. So you walk the opposing pitcher. That's not a good sign. Trying to make it through this inning and get that final out. Got to face Kurt Flood. For Sanford, that's only his 3rd. It's like his 3rd. No, I'm sorry, it's his 4th walk. He's walked 4 and struck out 4 to this point. Here's Flood. 1-7. I know it's kind of hard to see that, but I'll pull it out a little bit there. Maybe I can tilt this or something. But a 1-7 for Flood is a fly to left to end the inning. And that will do it for Mr. Sanford. He is finished. He's going to go 6 innings. He's going to walk 4, strike out 4. He's going to give up 5 runs, all of which were earned. See how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got him for 6 hits allowed. And he will be pinch hit for. Boy, my handwriting is terrible. Trying to do this one-handed. But anyway, that's what I've got for his pitching line. I know it's an awful looking 6 there. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 5 earned runs. And there is the score so far in the ball game. Next Sunday will be Chicago at Pittsburgh will play the June 24th game. Chicago at Pittsburgh. It actually was a double header. They do a lot of double headers back then on Sundays. We're just going to do game one, Chicago and Pittsburgh. That'll be next week on the Sunday Basic Sunday game. Now we'll look at the Giants bench and see who they have available to pinch hit. According to the Action PC roster, well, we've got Orlando Cepeda. He's a definite candidate. Got Harvey Keene, another good one. You got Manny Mota. He's made his living off of pinch hitting, although he had a bad year this year. Ernie Bowman and backup catcher Joe Pignatano. We're probably not going to use him, but certainly either Harvey Keene or Orlando Cepeda are prime candidates to pinch hit. We'll see what happens. First of all, Tom Haller is up. And, well, down 5-0. There's no way you're going to bunt. So probably it's going to be Orlando Cepeda, but we'll wait and see. Might be Harvey Keene. All right, here is Haller. And that's a 5-7, and that will be a pop-up to first base. One away. And now we get the pinch hitter. And it's actually going to be, Orlando Cepeda will pinch hit. So he will do the pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 6th. Orlando Cepeda. That is a 1-6 for Cepeda, and he singles. So it's a pinch hit single for Orlando Cepeda. He's no threat to run, so they'll hold him where he is. Flips the order over now to Chuck Hiller. 1 out, runner at first. 5-0 ball game. Giants trying to crawl back in it. That's a 4-9. I know it doesn't got kind of cut off there, but it is a 4-9. And that'll be a home run, 1-13, a double 14-20. So Hiller, a 1-13, he's got a 2-run homer. And he does. It's a 2-run home run for Chuck Hiller. And the lead has been cut to 5-2. So don't count the Giants out yet. 5-2 ball game. And that brings up Willie Mays, still only 1 out. 3-11 for Mays. He's going to get a base hit. So third time through the order, Brolio's getting hit. Mays again could try to steal. But I think they're going to let the Alou brothers try to do some damage while they got Brolio on the ropes. So they will let Alou try to do something. 4-5. Ground ball second base C. That'll move the runner to second. 2 down now for the other Alou, Matty Alou. Or Felipe Alou. That was just Matty Alou. So Felipe Alou. 5-4, and that is a catcher X. And the catcher, in this case, Sawatsky, is only a 4. So this could cause problems. He's a 4. He's a 4. And a 4. 4 and a 4 is going to be a pop out, though. So he got a break. A pop out, which will end the inning. But the 2-run home run from Hiller closes the gap just a bit. It's now 5-2, and now the Giants need a new pitcher. So we'll look at their bullpen, who they had available on this date. Can't use a guy that's going to start in a couple days, but you got some starters that didn't start for a while, so they can be used. So let's take a look and see who is available. You have Bobby Bolin. You have Jim Duffalo, Don Larson, Stu Miller, and Billy Pierce. Those are the 5 available. So let's see here. I know it's basic, but I still want to manage it like it's advanced, like right-left matters. So you have Shane Deese, who's a switch hitter. And then you have 2 lefties, Bill White and Stan Musial. So they're going to go to a left-hander out of the bullpen. And so the left-hander in the bullpen, if they have one, and the only one they have is Billy Pierce. So we're going to Billy Pierce. He is a starter, but he doesn't start for a while, so he's okay to be used. Billy Pierce. back of Jack Sanford. And he'll be facing Shane Deese, a switch hitter, and then White and Musial, a couple of lefties. 5-2, top of the 7th. 2-7 for Shane Deese, and that's a 1 for a single. Anything else, he will line it to first. And that's a line out. Right to McCovey, one away. Brings up Bill White. 3-7 for White, and that's a ground ball to third. Easy play there for Davenport. 2 quick outs. And we go to the Stan the Man. And Stan the Man's 3-run homer blew this game open his last time up. 4-10. I know that 6 might be a little bit out of thing there. 4-10 for Pierce as a line out to first, and that's going to end the inning. So 3 up and 3 down go the Cardinals. They didn't get anything out of the infield off of Pierce. And now we go to the 7th inning stretch. Score 5-2. And due up for the Giants, it is McCovey. Be followed by Davenport and Pagan. That's a 1-8. And that's for Willie McCovey, that's a base hit. Base hit for McCovey. Brings up Davenport. That's a 4-8, and that's going to be a triple 1-2, single 3-20, and that is a single 2 stars. And now the bullpen for the Cardinals starting to stir, as Broglio looks like he's fading. After the first 2 are on, Jose Pagan is coming up. And they maybe looks like they're going to pinch hit for Pierce. So Pierce looks like he's going to get 1 inning and that's it, giving up nothing. Let's look at the Cardinal bullpen, see who was available out of their bullpen based on the Action PC computer and who they showed as available. Some guy named Ed, I guess it's Bada. I have no idea. And I always have trouble with this guy's name, Don Ferreris, however you pronounce it. Lindy McDaniel, he's much easier. Bobby Shantz, he's definitely much easier. And Ray Washburn, definitely easier. So let's see. Pagan is up, followed by Howler. Not really sure if it matters which way we go, right or left in this thing. McDaniel is their closer with 14 saves. So we're thinking Bobby Shantz is loosening in the bullpen. Bobby Shantz is loosening in the bullpen for the Cardinals. But right now, it is Broglio facing Jose Pagan. Nobody out, runners at the corners. They're back to the double play. 5-7, and that is a pop out to first base, a huge out. To get an out with no runner advancement is huge. 2 away for Tom Howler. And then a pinch hitter on deck. Harvey Keene will pinch hit for the pitcher. So we will have pinch hitting action for the Giants, and it will be big right-hander Harvey Keene will pinch hit. He is on deck. He had 10 home runs and hit .304. So Keene is on deck, but right now Howler with 1 out and runners at the corners. Infield double play depth. We get a 1-8, and that's a double potentially for Howler on a 1-12, single 13-20, 2 stars either way. And that is a single 2 stars. It's going to keep runners at the corners, but now it cuts the lead to 5-3. Scoring is McCovey. Going to third is Davenport. And now we have a pinch hitter, Harvey Keene. He will pinch hit here in the 7th. Harvey Keene. It's now 5-3. Shantz is going to come in and face Hiller. So this is going to be the last batter that Broglio is going to get to face. Pinch hitter Keene. 2-10, and that's a pop out to short. 2 down. But with the left-handed hitting Hiller coming up, And Hiller homered off of Brolio last time up, so they will not let Brolio pitch to him. They're going to bring in Bobby Shantz from the bullpen. So Brolio is going to go 6 2/3 and will finish his numbers after the inning is over. He is responsible for these 2 runners. He can win it, but he can't lose it, is Mr. Brolio. So here's Bobby Shantz against Hiller. And that's a 6-10. 6-10 is a catcher X. And again, that is Sawatsky. He's a 4, so that's a little iffy. Could be some pass balls, some errors, all kinds of stuff. That's a 17 on a 4, and that's a wild pitch followed by a foul outs, but the wild pitch is going to score the run. So the run will score on a wild pitch. 2 runs are in, and at the end of 7, it's now a 5-4 ball game. Now we can close the book on Brolio. He is responsible for 4 runs, but he's still in line to get the win. All the runs are earned. That wild pitch is still an earned run. So let's call up his hits allowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got him for 7 hits allowed. Let's see, walks and strikeouts. He struck out 3. I don't even think he walked anybody. He did not. No walks and 3 strikeouts. And now, so this is the updated score sheet showing the 5-4 score and the pitching lines for pitchers. And now we need a new pitcher for the Giants, as they've had to pinch hit for their pitcher, Pierce. So we need a new pitcher. And it looks like they're going to go. Who's coming up for the Cardinals? Coming up for the Cardinals, it is Boyer, Sawatsky, and James. A couple of righties. So they're going to go to Jim Duffalo. Not to be confused with Buffalo. This is Duffalo. Duffalo. Shuffling off to Duffalo. Duffalo is shuffling out of the bullpen. And he'll be facing Ken Boyer to start the 8th inning of now a 5-4 Cardinal lead. Things are getting tight here at Candlestick. 5-4 ball game. Get a 4-11 on Duffalo, and that's a ground ball first base C. So McCovey grabs it, flips to Duffalo covering, 1 away. That'll take care of Boyer. Here is Sawatsky, the catcher, with James on deck. 5-5, and that's going to be a strikeout for Duffalo. Out number 2 for Charlie James. Oh, that got hung up in there. Let's redo that. 6-12. Fly ball to center. Now Tabby wants to come in. Tabby. Wasn't interested till all of a sudden. Now she wants to be in here. You go, Tabby. Come here. I got you. There you go. All right. So the inning's over there. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And Bobby Shantz back out. He'll be facing Willie Mays to start things off in a 5-4 game. Shantz against Mays. 2-3 for Mays. Grounds it to short. Easy play for Gotai. 1 away. And that will bring up the first of the Alous, Matty Alou. We get a 3-4, and that's going to be a ground ball right back to Shantz. 2 up, 2 down for Felipe Alou. Lindy McDaniel will come in and pitch the 9th for the Cardinals. He is like their closer. Assuming they hold a lead in the 9th. 5-12, and they will hold a lead in the 9th because that's a ground ball back to Shantz. So Shantz did his job. He goes an inning and a third, giving up nothing. And he will be pinch hit 4 in the 9th, and he'll give way to Lindy McDaniel, their closer. So that is it for Shantz. Duffalo back out to start the ninth. 5-4 Cardinals. Here in the top of the ninth, it'll be go tie and then the pitcher spot. So we'll get a pinch hitter for the Cardinals. And then we will see Lindy McDaniel will come in and try to close it out for the Cardinals. He did have 14 saves in that season, but now we're looking for a pinch hitter. And let's see who the pinch hitter might be. We'll look at who they have on the bench. They have Julian Javier as a pinch hitter possibility. Gene Oliver, Dow Maxville, Fred Whitfield, Jimmy Schaefer, the backup catcher, probably not going to use him, Doug Clemens, an outfielder. So out of the averages that are there, it looks to me like Fred Whitfield is the best option. He's a 266 hitter, so they will use Fred Whitfield to pinch hit after Gotye has his at bat. We'll have Whitfield pinch hit here in the ninth. And then they will bring in McDaniel to try to close it. 5-4. Top of the ninth. Gotye starts us out. 4-5. And that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X. And that is the shortstop Pagan. Pagan is a 2. So we're in this column right here. 2 and an 8. 2 and an 8 is an out 3. Doesn't matter about the out because that's the first, nobody's on base. Just a simple ground out. And now the pinch hitter Fred Whitfield coming on. Whitfield hit 266. Had some pop too. 8 home runs and only 158 at bats. So he's got a little bit of pop. 6-8, and this is a 1-2 triple. Anything else will be a single. So that is a triple. How about that? He got a triple there on that 2. So Fred Whitfield base hit with a triple. And that's going to force the Giants to bring the infield in. They have no choice at this point. Double die, even in white, the double die shows up. And that 2 found that 8 category. So Whitfield comes through big in the pinch. Pinch hit triple. He had 1 triple real world, but all right, here is Flood with the bases, with the infield's in and 1 out. Here's Flood. That's a 6, and it's hard to see it. 6-4. 6-4 is a ground ball shortstop X. We're going right back to Gotye. And now is where the out will matter because the infield's in. That's a 3. So he's a 2 and a 3. That's an out 1. And an out 1 says runner advances. So the run's going to score. Now the infield's in, so I got to check this here on the basic. This doesn't say anything about infield in or out as far as runners not scoring. I don't think there's anything about that. It just says it's a 1. It says runners advance. So apparently he knocks it down. He was playing in, so in my mind's eye, he was playing in and knocked it down. But by the time he knocked it down and recovered the ball, it was too late to get Whitfield. So, or actually, I guess I'm supposed to go over to here maybe. But that's when it's not an X check. That's a ground ball A. Since we had a ground ball X, it says use the fielding charts here. So I'm assuming that's what I'm supposed to do. So he makes the out, but the run's going to score. That's a big insurance run. It makes the lead now 6-4, and give Flood an RBI ground out. 6-3. 2 out space is empty now for Red Shandies, but the damage done. That 6th run comes across the plate. 2-10 for Shandies, and he will fly to left to end the inning. But a big, big run comes in. Close the book on Duffalo. Duffalo is going to go 2 innings. He's going to give up no hits. That walk is what – I'm sorry, he gave 1 hit the triple and the run. No walks, 1 strikeout. So now we go to Lindy McDaniel to close it out for the Cardinals. They lead it 6-4, starting the bottom of the 9th. And due up, it'll be McCovey, Davenport, and Pagan. Unless they want to go to some pinch hitting. Top of the ninth, 6-4. Show it again real quick. Although it's sloppy and messy, at least you got the information there. It is 6-4. And coming up is McCovey, Davenport, Pagan with Howler in the hole, or hitting fourth. I guess in the hole is technically hitting third, but whatever. So here's McCovey. 5-8, and that's a base hit for McCovey. Brings the tying run to the plate. Tying run is at the plate for Jim Davenport. That's a 3-8 for Davenport, and he singles with 2 stars. So how about that? Giants not laying down by any means. Runners at the corners, nobody out for Jose Pagan. Howler on deck, and then a pinch hitter for Ruffalo. 4-6 on McDaniel. It's a fly to right B. It will be a sacrifice fly. And now how big was that insurance run? Cardinals still lead at 6-5. 1 out, runner at first for Tom Howler. And the runner at first, Davenport. Not a threat to steal at all, so we're not going to try anything with that. Howler 6-9, and that is a ground ball second base C. That'll get the runner to second in scoring position with 2 outs. And now we get a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Ruffalo. Let's see who's left on the Giant bench that they can use that they feel comfortable with. Go to the Giant bench for potential pinch hitters. And let's see who that might turn out to be. Where are you, pinch hitters? Here you are. I don't see a lot there, to be quite honest with you. This might be a tough call. In fact, I think it will be a tough call. Boy. This is really going to be something. Let's see here. Because they've used Cepeda and they've used Keene, their 2 best. You do have Manny Mota, which is good in name, but in average he was only 176. Ernie Bowman hit 190, so he was bad. So they're going to have to go with Manny Mota. So Manny Mota is going to pinch hit. Good name, but telling you what, the average is not quite there this year. But maybe he can find some kind of magic here. Pinch hitting in the 9th inning is Manny Mota. With the tying run at second base and 2 outs, Manny Mota against McDaniel. 4-6, and that's a fly to right, and that's the ball game. So, man, it was off the pitcher card, so Manny Mota had no choice anyway. Didn't affect anything. And there you have it. The St. Louis Cardinals defeat the San Francisco Giants by the score of 6-5. And we'll bring in the score sheet, as messy as it is, to wrap things up. McDaniel with the 1 inning gave up 2 hits and a run. No walks, no strikeouts. So 6 runs to 5 runs. I don't think there were any errors on either side. Cardinals got 7 hits. The Giants got 9 hits. Winning pitcher is Brolio. The loser is Sanford. And the save to McDaniel. So there you have it. Strat-O-Matic Basic on this Sunday Basic Sunday. Cardinals defeat the Giants 6-5. Giant kind of flipped the script as the Giants beat them real world 6-3. Next Sunday will be June 24th, 1962 that we play. And it's going to be the Cubs at the Pirates. It'll be game 1 of a doubleheader. I'm not doing the doubleheader. I'm just doing game 1. Because I'm trying to get different teams out there. So we haven't done the Cubs. We've done the Pirates once, but haven't done the Cubs yet. So I wanted to get the Cubs in there. So it'll be the Cubs and the Pirates next Sunday. So hope you enjoyed that presentation of Sunday Basic Sunday in Strat-O-Matic. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And we'll see you down the road. But I say Strat on. Happy.